What diet did you just say? I'll go into details on my most recent diet later in this video. This is my 5th update of my weight loss journey. My training this past week have been like this. Monday, I started with some pull-ups and sit-ups, then fatbar deadlifts and regular deadlifts. Finished off with a 4-set superset of light bench presses and heavy 64 kilo kettlebell swings. Tuesday, I picked up an old tractor tire and a sledgehammer, so to test it out, I did a bunch of tire slams. As I said in my previous update, I was going to work out of town for a couple of days. So my training this past Wednesday was in a commercial gym. I did barbell shoulder press, pull-ups, trapbar deadlifts, front squats, back squats, and shoulder shrugs. I haven't been to a commercial gym for like 3 or 4 years. I really enjoyed training at home. Sure, the overall price of my equipment could probably buy me gym memberships for many years, but I have so much more flexibility. I can train whenever I want. I don't spend any time commuting to the gym and back home again. I can do small stuff in the house while I'm training. I know exactly what equipment I have and what condition it's in. I know it's always clean since I'm the only one using it. There are so many other reasons for training at home. There are a few things that I dislike about commercial gyms, but in case my work would require me to travel or work out of town for a couple of days, then I'd probably go there anyway. Saturday, I did a tire flip and the entire slam combo, then some heavy log presses, lots of box squats where I hit a new PR, curl and tricep extensions. During the week up to my previous update, I had lost 4.7 kilos. And since the last weigh-in for that update and until Wednesday morning, I had lost another kilo. So in just 1.5 weeks, I lost almost 6 kilos. Wednesday, I went out of town for a few days. There wasn't much healthy food to choose from. Breakfast was okay, but lunch and dinner was absolutely not. So I did add a little weight during those days that I was working out of town, but I'm more or less down to where I was Wednesday morning. As promised in my recent updates, I will go into details on my most recent dieting. In general, I would say my diet the last few months have been quite healthy. It has helped me burn fat and gain muscle. My goal is to get below 100 kilos before the end of this year. A few weeks ago, I realized that I had to do some more about it. My weight had been between 108 and 110 kilos for a while. As I believe that the majority of weight loss happen through proper food, I looked further into my way of eating. Now again, the way I was eating did help me burn some fat and gain some muscle, but my weight kept being stable. So I've been looking for inspiration in various diets, mostly those promising a great weight loss in a short time. I'm not a fan of those diets where you starve yourself or that doesn't supply you with a lot of nutrients. I found the egg diet to be interesting. The egg diets exist in many forms and most of them shouldn't even be called an egg diet. The one I chose is probably one of those. When I first heard the name egg diet, I thought, okay, so I'm only gonna be eating eggs. I don't wanna do that. So at that time, I didn't look further into it. It was until I stumbled upon it again. As said, the egg diet consists in many forms. I'm not going to go into details of all of them. And yeah, sure, there is one of them being that you only eat eggs for a while. That's not what I'm going to do. The one I picked, or rather took inspiration from, is called the 14-day egg diet, or also known as the boiled egg diet. Again, it's not just eggs, there is a lot more to it. A description of the 14-day egg diet that I found specifically says, you will consume 3 meals each day. Snacks and drinks with calories are not allowed. Each day, eat 1 meal with eggs, but other meals can be built around other sources of lean protein, such as chicken or fish. To supplement the protein on your plate, you can add low carbohydrate vegetables such as broccoli or spinach. Citrus fruit is sometimes allowed. It doesn't mention any specific amounts of the foods. So what I did was eating 3 meals each day with no snacks in between. 2 to 3 eggs in breakfast and sometimes in other meals as well. They could be boiled, scrambled, an omelette. It wouldn't matter for me. Lean meat, in my case, rabbit meat and chicken meat. And in those meals without any meat, I would add a few eggs. With vegetables, I could eat as many as I would of asparagus, cauliflower, broccoli, fennel, spring onions, bell peppers, and spinach. I ate a lot of spinach. It's very nutritious. If it works for Popeye, it works for me as well. Spinach contains a lot of vitamins and minerals and has much more fiber than most other leafy greens. Fibers improve digestion and helps weight loss as well. I cook the food without adding any fat or salt. With breakfast, I had a glass of juice made of grapefruit and ginger. For the first few days, the juice also contained cucumber and oranges. I had read that grapefruit was allowed in some versions of the egg diet. I just had it as a juice instead of eating it. Before I did this diet, I was already eating a lot of eggs. A lot. I was eating boiled eggs for snacks and usually had scrambled eggs or omelets most days. Looking through my food log, it wasn't uncommon that I ate between 8 and 10 eggs each day. And that's actually 700 calories each day just from eggs. I still managed to stay below 1600 calories most days. That's the goal I've set in my FitnessPal. It should keep me losing 1 kilo each week without taking account for the calories that I burn with my training. So with this diet, I actually started eating less eggs. I don't think that any of these ingredients, not alone, combined, or not even the additional grapefruit, would do anything magical. I think this diet worked because of these things. 3 meals each day, without any snacks in between. I think that helped stabilize my energy level and insulin levels. No fruits allowed at all. Fruits usually contain some carbohydrates. I used to eat some fruit most days, usually apples and bananas. Very low fat and very low carbohydrate in each ingredient, and a lot of protein from the eggs and the lean meat. It's not uncommon that many people regain the weight that they have lost with those kind of rapid weight loss diets like this egg diet, mostly because they go back to the way they used to eat. For the next few weeks, I'm gonna stay kind of like this egg diet, but adding a few more ingredients slowly over time to see what works for me. Even though that the size of each meal seems to be much smaller than what I used to eat, actually happened quite a few times that I couldn't eat it and had to throw out or save for a later meal. I simply couldn't consume all this food. If you want to follow my progression, please like and subscribe to this channel, and put a comment down below if you're on a weight loss diet as well, or if you have anything to say about this way of dieting or this way of training.